What up, what up, what up? It's Shit Talkin' Tuesday, and we're your host, Miriah, Ty, and TL. What's up, my guys? Happy Tuesday. How you guys doing?
Happy Tuesday. Doing well. Glad to be here.
Same. Happy Tuesday. I'm glad we're going on our bye week at 500 and not with a losing record. So, we got time to clean some stuff up.
Exactly.
Yes, yes. It definitely feels great to have a victory Tuesday. And it also feels great to kick, the Cowboys' ass. Anytime that we're able to get the dub over them, it's always a great week. Because man, for at some points of that game, I thought, oh no, we're about to do this again, and let the Cowboys, like we've seen already happen this season a few times now, let the team come back, after being ahead and it looking like we're taking care of business. And I'm like, please, like, I do not want to hear, like, the timeline was full of Cowboys fans just exploding, like freaking imploding, talking about the draft already and shit. And then I'm like, now we're gonna all of a sudden let them come back and beat us. Like, I ain't trying to hear these Cowboys fans think they're already back now to win the Super Bowl because they beat the 49ers now. Like, please. No. So I'm glad we were able to actually hang on and get the dub. Chats, what's up? Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing great. Throwback first
What
in the
up?
door. Appreciate you. Don, appreciate you as always. So let me make sure. Joel, what's up? Good to see you.
What's up, Joel?
So before we get into, any football talk, into, too much of the game and all that, I do want to start with some news that came out today. Let me share this so that we're able to read it. All right, so let's bring this up here. Mooney Ward, the cornerback for the 49ers, released a statement on Instagram as well, followed by the 49ers releasing a statement on social media. And this is what Mooney Ward had put out. He said, "We are heartbroken that our beautiful baby girl, Amani Joy, passed away on Monday morning. She was the best blessing we could have asked for, and her joyous spirit made us smile from ear to ear. She taught us to have patience, trust, and a positive outlook on life. She showed us true strength and bravery. She overcame adversity at a young age and was always happy, lighting up every room with her smile. Having the privilege of being her parents and seeing the world through her eyes has changed us for the better. She will forever be Daddy's best friend and Mommy's little girl. We'll miss you and love you forever. Amani Joy." The 49ers as well put out a statement and says the 49ers family is devastated by the sudden passing of Charvarius Ward's beloved 1-year-old daughter, Amani Joy. Amani truly embodied pure happiness and brought joy to all those around her with her sweet demeanor and contagious laugh. We will continue to grieve with Charvarius and Monique while sending them our love and support during this unmanageable time. Yeah, I can't even begin to imagine, that little girl for being, not even 2 years old, 1 years old and some change, had already been through so much. Having had, some type of Down syndrome and overcoming, what adversity she's already had to go through in that short amount of time, being on this earth. But, obviously in that short time impacted the lives that she came in contact with. and the most being her mom and dad. You know, you could just see not only just by what Charvarius shared and seeing their encounters of them being at the game and whatnot, but you kind of like Charvarius himself, like during his pressers and anytime that we've got to see him at all, speak with the media or whatnot, he has seemed like he has grown up so much in the last 2 years, like matured, the way he talks, the way he speaks, just this different like vibe and energy, and like I don't want to say soft, it's not great to call a football player soft, right? Um but like not so much of this hard, like young, guy, right? Like he turned into a more matured, a dad, a husband. Like we've got to see him, through these stages, and like just her being like, I say all that to say, like we don't know anything of what these players go through. Like we're only get to see this little glimpse into their life, but just from that glimpse, I can see and tell how much she changed his life for the better, and we'll never understand like why exactly kids are taken so soon. Like it never seems fair. Like it never, no matter what the situation is, right? Like, and as a parent, like to bury your kid, that's something you never ever want to fucking go through. Like I can't even imagine. Um, and then when they're just getting started on life, like you're
Mm-hmm.
just getting to experience being a dad, being a parent. The best years of her life was beginning, and it had it taken away, like I can't even imagine what they're going through. And so I just want to say, thoughts and prayers, from us, obviously. And yeah, um I I really hope that that him and his wife have a love strong enough that they're able to
Mm-hmm.
Over,
get through
overcome
and
it. Yeah.
overcome
Exactly.
this,
Yeah.
because it'll either rip you apart or it'll bring you closer together than you
Yeah.
ever thought possible. So I really hope and pray that um the latter happens.
Yeah. Well said, Miriah. Well said.
Yes,
Yeah.
anything to say?
Yeah, it's it just we went through this what about 5 6 years ago
Mm-hmm.
with the Marquise Goodwin thing. When him losing his child like the day before the game, and then him still won't go out there and playing, and and then and now we got this, and I think Rob D is right. I think it's the same child that had the open heart surgery, and I remember fans were sitting there like, "Oh, what's going on with Travarius Ward?" Blah blah blah, and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this is what's going on. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? This
Yeah.
is the kind of stuff that people that humans go through. Forget the athlete. Humans go through this stuff. You know what I'm saying, on a regular basis. So that's why sometimes we gotta be careful. You know what I mean? Sitting here want to make assumptions, and I'm glad, like,
Yeah.
going off of kind of like what Debo said. I don't care about your fantasy football team. I don't care
Nope.
about all this other stuff that's going on. Like I'm going through real life situations here, and the fact that the 49ers, man, you go from the injuries, the Ricky Pearsall shooting, Debo catching pneumonia, and now this. Like we've been through some stuff.
Yeah.
We've been through some stuff as a team, man, and you hate to see it, but that's why I told you before, Mariah. Like I used to be one of those people. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm perfect. Oh man, you need to clean that up, do this and that. You got to be careful now. Like I don't sit there and call people bust anymore. I don't sit there and just do stuff like because you don't know what these people are going through. And it's just it's unfortunate as a man that has two daughters, or I mean just three kids in general. But him losing his,
Mm-hmm.
his baby girl. A father daughter's relationship is a little bit different. You know what I mean? That because mom is the always the softer one. The this and that, but But I feel like when it comes to the girls, dads can be a little soft too. Like,
Oh
my
yeah.
daughter can do no wrong type thing. You know what I mean? So the fact that he loses his child before she's probably even began to walk is unfortunate. So prayers out to Mooney Ward and fans. I'm not saying this to the chat, just people in general, ourselves, everybody. Just when you see, just remember at the end of the day, we love our team. It's entertainment for us, but always remember that these people are they're humans just like us and go through the same type of stuff that we go through on a daily basis. So just be
Hmm.
careful how you're coming at these athletes. And I'm not trying to say this to be funny, but you got the people like the Grant Cones of the world who sat there and said, "Oh, Mooney Ward, he just got benched and all this other stuff." He better not say another word to that man.
Exactly.
Does that do my snap? Let's be real here. Like,
Hmm.
you say something else stupid to me, I see you're in my locker room, you might catch this work. If you sitting here talking about some foolishness in my face, I think Grant's smart enough to understand that, but you guys understand where I'm coming from. Like, these are the
Hmm.
kind of comments that people, you know, yeah, he's a professional. He's like, oh, I will never be benched, but now it's a different circumstance. He lost his baby girl. You might
Hmm.
want to keep your mouth shut, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So that's all I got on that. What
Yeah.
about you, Ty?
Yeah. I was just about to say something exactly what Rob D is saying here. How his fiance passed away 10 months ago. Had him messed up in the head still. Has him messed up in the head still, and he couldn't work his dumbass menial job for a month. Like, as a parent, burying your child, and this is fresh. This just happened. Meanwhile, he still has to play the rest of the season. Like, when you're talking about, oh, he doesn't look right. Well, god damn it, you understand why he doesn't look right. Not only is he physically injured, he has this huge mental injury, if we will, to deal with. And no matter what it is in your family, death is hard to deal with. And people deal with it in many different ways. And it will pop in your head at any moment. And you can start just breaking down. So give him all the space and all the grace and all the love that you can. Because this is something that's truly tragic when a parent has to bury a child. It's no words can even put it into context.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mariah, you made a good point too, before we move on. These are the type of situations where, and you're correct. Hopefully him and his wife have a great loving
Hmm.
relationship, because this is the kind of situation that can make or break a relationship.
Yeah.
It'll either push you further apart, or
Hmm.
it can push you real close to be like, man, like, life is short. And that's why too, not to get all biblical and stuff, but like it says in the Bible, don't let the sun go down on your anger. That's why if I'm ever upset with somebody or whatever the case may be, before I hit the sheets, I'm like, hey, let's make this right.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Let's don't, because you don't know what you're gonna wake up to.
Yeah.
Right.
And the last time you're gonna see him. So yeah, it's unfortunate. And yeah, I agree with you guys. You guys were spot on with the words that you guys said regarding this. And yeah, I just feel so bad for him, man. Just, the open heart surgery, and then not even like what about a year or so later, like he loses her before the age of 2. It's sad.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, and Ty, what you're talking about when you had said, he has to come back and, play the rest of the season. And, it's very unfortunate too, because remember, he's in a contract year.
Mhm.
And now, he's already had a rough start to the season before this happened, Um, so, it just sucks, like,
Yeah.
to have everything line up like that, like you want to and hope and wish that you could, be able to stay home and, obviously be able to stay home with your wife, right? And,
Mhm.
I don't know if she lives in the Bay or, like if she lives in a different state, like
Mhm.
are they even in the same state together,
Right.
like that kind of stuff. So, um, but like, that now he has to make decisions as well, like on his future, like as a player, because you're in a contract year. So can you just say, okay, I'm going to sit out the rest of the year, or I'm going to, like what, like, or are you going to use this as fuel to, like, you never know how somebody's going to react to things. Like you said, TL, we saw Goodwin come back and play that, next day and score a touchdown, right? And, like made like that still that gif or whatever that's used, of him leaning down and praying, like in the end zone. And like, so we saw how he used that. But like, you never know. There's no right way to respond to the death of your child, like, so yeah, it's just like, it's just a shitty situation to be in, like all around, like all the way fucking around. So, but this is the times too that it's, and I'm so appreciative of Kyle and John in the sense that they have put together such a strong locker room of guys that you can tell that truly love and care about each other. So if there's any time for these guys to use that saying that they put out there of I got your back, this is the time to do it. So, like I'm really, and I have faith in, whatever that they will, but I'm really hoping, that those players come through and really give him the support that he's going to need, during all this as well. But yeah, what's up, Jess? I see you.
What up, Jess?
Miss Debbie says, have recently lost my baby brothers. I'm heartbroken and still don't have my state of mind right. Prayers up. Yeah, you stay in my prayers always, Miss Deb.
Yeah, much love, Miss Deb.
Like, it's hard to deal like with death.
It really is.
No matter.
Yeah.
No matter
Yeah,
what.
like my grandmother passed away in 2021, the summertime in August. And I, even though it's been 3 years, like she was like a second mom to me. And it's still, every time I see her pictures around, it still hurts.
Yeah.
So I can, it still hurts. Sometimes I get a little teary eyed, like, man, like I can't believe she's gone. Seriously, I can't believe she's gone. But but even though I know she's in a better place, it's still not having her in the physical presence. It's always tough. So yeah, like I said, you never know, what people are going through at the end of the day. So yeah, I think, as fans, we have to do better too. With the criticism and, oh, this guy's trash, he's playing. I mean, I get it. We're human. We're gonna make mistakes too. We're gonna say some stuff in the moment, but sometimes we gotta dial back and be like, okay, like, man, like, you don't know what this man's going through. And I've learned that as I've gotten older. That's why I don't get so emotionally involved when it comes to sports anymore. I just kind of I know it's all entertainment. I know these guys are out there doing their best, but at the end of the day, they're all going home to families that they love, and they're gonna hug and kiss their kids or wives, whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's just an unfortunate event for Charveria's Wars. So
yeah, and that's not saying, like Rob, I had seen, saying this, like you feel bad for bashing his game this season. But that's not saying, like, we're fans, you're still gonna fan, but what we're saying is that you can be critical of his play, but
for sure,
you don't have to say, oh, this guy's a bust, or this guy's, washed up, like
he's
this
a
guy's
bum,
a piece
and
of shit,
all that kind of stuff.
Like getting personal with it, like, you're still
exactly.
a fan, like you don't need to beat yourself up for anything like that, like
Facts.
like that's
Yeah, I
like
agree, Miriah.
you're
That's what
still
we're
allowed to
talking
be a
about.
fan.
Yeah, we're still gonna be like, oh man, like, oh, that man got dog walked on that play, or he didn't have a good game. That's
period.
That's stating a fact. You know what I mean? That's not
Yeah.
really bashing anybody. You're stating what you saw. Like Miriah was mentioning, it's the over the top stuff. This guy's an absolute bust. He's a piece of crap. What a bum. All this, like, that kind of stuff. We need to be easy when it comes to stuff like that, because we just don't know the situation, that's happening in their lives. So that's all we're saying, Rob.
Yeah.
Like the fans that were calling Isaac Garendo a bust after 4 games and he had literally only 5 fucking carries, like, what do you want a running back to do with that, and now what? Now they're all like, oh,
now
Isaac Garendo saving the day, right?
And now their head's all in his lap.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just a bust a couple weeks ago. Like Like I'll
So
never
so
understand that.
ridiculous. Yeah, so
Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody while we were there. But yeah, Miss Debbie, love you. Appreciate you coming through. You know, I'm always here if you need to call, text, DM, whatever the case may be. If you need to come to Vegas and give me a hug, I'm here. Okay. All right. Like it feels crazy just to get on and talk about football, but you know, that's where we're at. I did want to, you know, even though this is the shit talking show, I didn't want to just get on here and start talking about football without paying our respects. So definitely wanted to take the time to do that.
Most definitely.
But yeah, what's up, chat? What's up to everybody out there watching that watches back on replay? We appreciate you all. Please make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure if you're not subscribed to Ty's channel already, that you go to the description box of this video and hit that link and subscribe to his channel, please. Let's start a giveaway before we get into anything. How about that? So, you know, I thought it was only right that we pay respects to a few players here. Unfortunately, you know, some players I didn't have, so, you know, sorry for them. So let's start off with, how about Fred Warner and Jair Brown?
Oh yeah. Nice.
So we got this red and gold.
We got Fred in the throwback uni. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that they finally made cards like and not in the same old shitty like God, I hate when they use like the shittiest pictures. It's like you could get any picture, you know, like and you make cards with the dumbest shit. And we'll start off with these ones are all have the little cutouts. It's called die cut for those that don't know. All right. Oh, let me see. Let me figure out what the hell I'm gonna have you guys put.
Yeah, they need a hashtag. Way to enter.
Hashtag.
Prayers
Let
up.
me get.
I
Let
like
me
that.
get it. Let me get it. What you say?
Debbie said hashtag prayers up. Like, well, I like that.
Okay. Hashtag prayers up.
Boom.
What the boss says, the boss gets. Hashtag prayers up. Where was it? How come I don't see it?
I think she put it at the end of her last post.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what we're using instead.
Yep.
Hashtag prayers up to get into the giveaway. Let me make the little banner here.
Thanks for the idea, Miss Deb. It's a good one.
Yep. So the 49ers sitting at 4-4 going into the bye. Definitely much better than 3-5 going into the bye. So I'll take it. Like I said when we started, it's always a great time when you can beat the Cowboys. I don't care if you beat them by 1 point, if you beat them by 30 points. Next year, we still have the bragging rights that we beat them this many times out of this many times in the last how many ever years you want to put out there. So that's all that matters. So yeah, just give me your thoughts overall. How you guys feeling? How you thought the game went? Any shout outs, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Go ahead, Ty. I'll let you take it.
Yeah, just feeling good about the game. You know, it's always good to get a win, especially going into the bye. You never want to sit and linger for 2 weeks talking about what could have, should have, would have been, and all this other crap. Oh man, this is way better.
Yes.
Than going into the bye with a loss. The game itself, you touched on it a bit earlier. It was really like a tale of two halves. It was like first half, what are we doing? What's going on? Here comes the same BS again. We're shooting ourselves in the foot, taking points off the board, not scoring, just doing nothing with drives, letting them basically kind of win the game at that point, right? Going to the half, it's 10-6. It's like, this is some BS. We should be up. We should be way up. They aren't doing much. We're killing ourselves. I don't know what happened at halftime, though, because they came out clicking. In particular, Brock, he came out clicking. He would look much better than he did in the first half. And those 3 scoring drives in a row, that felt like the 49ers I know. That felt good. That felt like, yeah, this is the offense I love to see. We're featuring Debo. We're running the ball. I mean, I'm featuring Kittle, and we're running the ball, and we're getting everybody else involved. And oh shit, we run an end around that went for 30-something yards. It was successful. We're doing tons of different things and getting into the end zone. We're finishing drives. I'm like, yes, this is what's up. You know? And it kind of loosening the brakes, took the foot off the gas a little bit. And we all know Dallas. They have a term, garbage time Dak, for a reason. When he's down, he turns it on to make it look good. And that's exactly what they did. But at the end of the game, you saw the defense get a 4 and out. Huge stop. The offense got back onto the field and left no doubt. Ran it out. Got into victory formation. They finished. And that was huge. Because in all of our losses prior to this, the team just simply didn't finish the game. They didn't finish the game strong. So it was great to see them finish this one strong. So it felt real good overall. I wish they would have done that for 2 halves. I mean, we could have easily put up 40 plus, maybe 50 points if they did.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of rolling a bit in the first half too. I mean, we had the big score to Debo, but it got called back because of holding.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a run and called back to holding. Like, we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot. And it's like, if we didn't do that, this game would have been totally lopsided.
Yeah.
But it was still, like I said, it's just great to see them actually finish strong and get the dub. So I'm real happy. Victory Monday turned into a victory week, and we're celebrating.
Yeah, well said, Ty. Let's just be honest. I told my lady, no matter how bad the Niners play, we own you, Cowboys. It's just we're just. It doesn't matter what's going on. We gave them a glimmer of hope. When Ezekiel Elliott went and scored the touchdown and
Right.
stuff like that. And then it's just like I tell them, I go, the last few playoff games, last few games in the regular season, we've been owning y'all. Like, honestly, no matter what, I wasn't worried. Like, I just feel like, and I hate to say this, not to be a Debbie Downer, the way the Chiefs own us is how we own Dallas.
Yeah, I know.
Seriously.
I was thinking about that earlier.
Seriously, seriously though, it really is. Like, we own Dallas. No matter what happens, we're gonna get that W against Dallas, and I love to see it because I can't stand them. I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys. But I will say this: even though we won, still not impressed. I'm gonna be honest. Like, we need to clean some stuff up. We need to get more disciplined. We need to get more disciplined. Like, we need to stop letting these teams come back on us. It's been too many times this season.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Rams, like, we were having nice leads and we let them come back. Like, we need to clean that up on the defensive side of the ball and on offense. Like, I think somebody said it. Stop letting off the gas.
Yeah.
And I can't even believe I'm saying this in 2024. I am jealous of how the Detroit Lions are scoring all these points.
Just running through.
I mean, they look dynamic on offense.
They're biting kneecaps over there.
Dude, they're just, I think this is 2 weeks in a row where they put up, I think they put up 52 Sunday. Then when they played Dallas the week before, they put up almost 50 again. Like, they're just on a roll. And, and you look at it, you want to go, weapons for weapons. They're just, they're not, we're on par. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, the Lions special teams. Oh my goodness.
It's
You know,
badass. Well, ours is ass.
Yeah. Take the bad off
take
that.
the bad off. Well, you
Bad
can
off.
add
You
the
gotta
bad,
They're
have.
bad
but
and
that,
ass, just
yeah,
not
Yeah,
exactly.
together.
exactly.
Yeah, you got to separate the two. Yeah,
Yep. Put a plus in the middle.
yes, yeah, and that's just a fact. Like we're just man, I mean, just seeing how much the Lions have been through so long. Saying this in 2024 is crazy. I'm
Yeah.
jealous of the Lions offense.
Hmm.
Like you said, we could have easily put up 40, but just the stuff we did at the end, like letting CD Lamb get butt naked wide open twice like that.
Hmm.
Like running into each other and stuff like that. I'm just like, here's what I
Yeah.
will say. And I know everybody is different. Everybody is going to play the game different. Like I mentioned kind of earlier in the show, the way that this season has panned out from the CMC injury, the Ayuk now injury, Debo getting pneumonia, Charvarius Ward, losing a child. If that don't motivate you to go out there and start kicking these teams' butts, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Like this bye week should just be like, man, like let's this season has to turn around now. Like
Oh
we're
yeah.
4-4. We can easily be what is it, 11-6 or whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
for the season. I'm not saying go
Yep.
perfect, but I mean, it would be nice, but don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
Yeah.
go perfect, but if you can finish the season 11-6 and just have that dog in you and just be like, look, we're playing the season for all these guys, man. We came in with the goal. We lost the Super Bowl last year. We lost some key guys, but that doesn't mean our season's over. Like that should
Facts.
Right.
motivate you to sit there and be like, man, like let's go in there and do this. You just go in there and clean up some stuff, start playing Niner football. You're right, Ty. When we started executing, Brock Purdy started looking like Purdy, like they call him, hitting
Hmm.
Kittle and stride and stuff like that. Like that type of stuff is what looked good. And I'm glad that we started executing in the second half, right before we got the win and now the bye week. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So this right here, I just hope, like I said, everybody's different. Everybody has a different way of motivating themselves. But that what I just mentioned should always be the situation where always be the situation where, man, Cowboy, look at my lady. The Cowboys got dog walked. The Yankees are getting that work.
Oh my gosh.
Only one doing good is the Orlando Magic. They 3-1. but yeah. So but yeah, I don't, like I said, that right there should be, and I'm sure you guys agree. Like we're all passionate and stuff like that. I think it
Hmm.
just like, man, like this season we cannot play these next whatever games it is the way that we've been playing, or 9 games or whatever it's going to be, that we can't keep up this momentum because we'll miss the
Right.
playoffs.
Oh
We
yeah.
have to go out there and start dog walking these teams, get physical like we've been, stop missing tackles. We're too good of a team to be playing the way that we have been. So
I agree. Let's
Yep.
say what's up to a few people. TL's lady, what's up? Appreciate you showing up after a loss. I'm
Hey.
glad that two of my teams are kicking, your ass. That feels
Wow.
great. Hopefully we can finish the job today and sweep you guys right on out.
Ooh.
So
mm,
that'll be great.
People in New York gonna
So
be
if you guys
miserable.
could nicely help us, just get that dub today.
nicely help
I
us.
know, right?
If you want to just continue to lay down, that'll be fantastic. Okay,
Man,
because
you know
I
what's so
mean,
funny, Mariah? Aaron Judge, I wanted him to be on the Giants so bad. His playoff performance, absolutely
oh my
atrocious.
god,
Hmm.
1 for 12 with 8
terrible.
strikeouts is atrocious. Getting paid that much money, man. But hey,
I was so excited, like halfway through the season when it was starting to be clear that the Dodgers and the Yankees were pretty much the best two teams, right? Like I was so excited to be able to potentially have a Dodgers Yankees World Series, and even all the way through the playoffs, like in our Dodgers chat and everything, like we're all talking, like hoping that this would have been the outcome because we thought it would have been such a great World Series. Not that we thought we were going to come in and just dog walk them. Like we thought we were going to come in and it was going to be competitive, like stars on both
6 games at
sides,
least.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so, like, I got to be honest, I'm very surprised still that this has been happening.
Yeah.
not that I don't have faith in my own team to get it done, but just I wasn't expecting the Yankees to for this to happen.
Not at all.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Very crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sin, what's good? What's good? Jerry, what's up? Good to see you. Jason, what's up? I think I got everybody. Oh, Ghost. I saw you
Ghost
snuck in
in the house.
here. What's up? What's up? So hashtag prayers up. Let's draw this giveaway. Let's draw. What am I doing? I call them the 47. Just read that comment. I call them the 47s because they done dropped the deuce on Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
That's fitting. That's fitting for shit talking
Yep.
Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. What do you mean an error occurred? Don't get smacked up. StreamYard, get your shit together.
To remove his comment so you see the whole thing. It takes over the screen. StreamYard be doing too much and crashing.
Yeah.
Hold on, because now it's just Drew, and that ain't gonna be the winner. Sorry. Hold on, guys, because it's being all crazy. Making me re-enter the shit again.
Oh,
we were just talking about StreamYard before we went live.
Yep.
That they needed to get their shit together.
That beta program.
I agree, Sam. Go first goal, win the division. I agree with that.
Yeah, which we should do.
What are we, third right now or fourth?
And it's crazy now. I saved that comment because there's a 3-way tie right now for 4-4, and then you got the Rams. Is it the Rams they haven't played 8 games yet, so they're 3-4.
Yeah.
But very easily, could it be a 4-way tie, which is pretty freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was expecting that at the start of the season,
I know. Who would have thought the NFC North would be the best division right now?
I know.
Yeah.
All those teams above 500.
Yeah.
We're going to draw for Jair Brown first, and then the Fred Warner second. So good luck, everybody. Who was that just snuck in? Niakila. What up? What up?
What's up?
Watch her win because she came in and snuck in.
No. Slipped it into the last second.
She wins a lot, so there you have it.
What did I say?
Look at that.
Boom.
Look at that.
That's crazy. Come and stole that from everybody.
Probably didn't even see what we were giving away yet.
Nope.
This is what you won, Jair Brown. I'm not on the screen.
The 49ers special teams coach.
All right. For Fred Warner, good luck. See, it was meant to be because StreamYard was screwing all up, and that stalling time made it possible for Niakila to get in there.
Joel. Congrats, Joel. Congrats, Niakila.
Congrats, Joel.
Right. 2 lucky winners.
Let me write this out. I'll get the next one set up and let you guys know here in a few. You know what I love to see when you talk about going back to 49ers football was George Kittle. Him going off on National Tight End Day plus Sunday Night Football. I just knew this is a George Kittle night. And then in the first half, even though, a lot of wrong was happening and, it just seemed this is setting up, if they take advantage of this, they're giving him way too much space, and he's going to eat them alive. And then they come out from the half, and sure enough, it was feed George Kittle. It's yes, this is what we need. So to see him I love, like, I feel like we got, as fans, and even him, like, I know that he loves playing the run and loves blocking, right? But like, I feel like we got ripped off so much from seeing, like, the what George Kittle could be as a pass
As a
catcher,
receiver.
like,
Yep.
Yeah.
man, like, he could be, like, everybody talks about Kelsey as the pass catcher, of the tight ends, and how great he is, which, he is, right? Like, him and,
Yeah.
Mahomes have a
Yeah.
great relationship. Like, their chemistry on the field, like, is like no other. But the fact that George Kittle had to be with a shitty tight quarterback, and then another shitty quarterback, and then Bethard, he
Terrible
had
line.
1 year, and then what was the other backup?
Brian Hoyer that we had for that first year when he was a
Brian
Him.
Hoyer
rookie.
the first year. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he
then
had Brian Hoyer
after
first year. And then we
Brian
said we had
Hoyer.
um
Hoyer,
Then his boy CJ
Beathard. Oh,
Beathard.
you talking about CJ? No, not
CJ
CJ.
Beathard.
Nick Mullins.
yeah,
Oh, Nick
Mullins,
Money
yeah,
Mullins. Yeah.
Mullins, Jimmy, like, you know, um and then Jimmy always throwing them hospital balls, so when he was out there, he's getting freaking
He
hurt.
got injured. Yep.
Then Shanahan don't want to fucking ever get guys for our offensive line, so he's having to block his freaking whole career.
Mhm.
It's like, man, like, the things, like, if he was used just as a full-time pass catcher, like, oh, that guy would be, like, with a great quarterback.
Well, yeah, like the Gronk and Brady, the Mahomes and Kelsey,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like.
like,
What's so funny too? Like, I looked at the tight end stats for like the record for most tight ends in a season. I think Vernon Davis has like 14.
Oh,
That definitely
touchdowns. Yeah.
that could easily be Kittle
Yep.
if he would have
yeah,
been getting the ball thrown to him. Because Vernon
Yeah.
Davis, that one season where they were throwing the ball to him, he was killing it.
Yep.
And I think that you're right, Miriah. I think we've been, I think what's the word I want to use? I don't know. But anyway, we weren't privileged enough to see George Kittle, the receiving tight end, like we should have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he could have been
yeah,
special if we give him the ball. Because man, when he does catch the passes, he's special when the ball's in his hands. Hard to
Tell him
tackle.
about
Even
it.
even my lady was like,
Talk
"Man,
about it.
why is he so hard to tackle?" She was like, "Man, like 2 or 3 Cowboys being dragged by him," and she was like, "Man, he's strong." I was like, "Yeah." I go, he's just a beast of a tight end, but it just sucks that
Mm-hmm.
he spent half of his career on that offensive line because we never got the offensive line to actually block,
Yeah.
which is terrible. I
mhm.
mean, I'm not mad at him. I mean, if he loves doing it,
No, yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
But at the same
mhm.
time, we probably could have had. Let's be honest, we probably could have had a Super Bowl already if we could have utilized his talents more as a receiving threat if we had a better offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's the type of talent that we talk about our stars, in these big games that have to put the team on their back and carry us. Like,
Mhm.
he's the type of talent that's able to do that, So,
Yeah,
like, if in those, like, even in the Super Bowl, like, why are we not feeding George Kittle? Like,
exactly.
the games like that, like, we see what happens. And it's funny that you guys were talking about, the bringing him down, because there was that one play where he was bringing, like, there was like literally 5 or 6 Cowboys defenders on him as he's getting brought to the ground, and I'm looking at it like, yes, that's the George Kittle we know, like, drag
Yeah.
everybody with your ass, just don't get hurt.
Yep.
But yeah, like, it
Yeah.
takes not, like, not, it takes literally every, like, we talk when Fred Warner talks about, it takes every defender to get to the ball, like, and tackle or whatever. Like, that's literally what they have to do with George Kittle. Like, you
Mhm.
got D linemen fucking trying to chase his ass down just to help
Yeah.
tackle him
Yeah.
because, like, they need help. It's
Yeah, no,
crazy.
you're right. It's hard. I mean, you never really see him being brought down by one defender. It's rare if that
Yeah.
happens. It has to be a special tackler for that to happen. It's rare that happens, but
Or
yeah, and just like kind of like what you brought up, he can carry a team. The game that always stands out to me for George Kittle is that Saints game when Jimmy G and Drew Brees were the quarterbacks, and we were. I
yeah.
mean, what was it, like 49-46, something
Yep.
crazy?
Yep. It's crazy
And
shootout.
George Kittle just took that game over. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah, he has a capability, but like you said, it just hasn't been seen his whole career because he's had to block. Gary is right. Like, he always has to help the O line all the time. So
Well, not only that, but you got to remember, he's the third option in the offense. CMC, Debo, Kittle.
mhm,
He's option 3. Imagine if he was option 1, like he
mhm,
was in the second half of this game.
mhm.
Debo gets hurt, all of a sudden he becomes option one, he goes off. Imagine if he's option one more often. Just like, you know what? And I say it all the time, he's a matchup nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
You can't guard him we've seen him cook the best defensive backs in this league.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking cornerbacks, the
Yeah.
guys that are paid to guard wide receivers. He cooks them.
Yeah.
Linebackers, no chance. So imagine if he was just made option one a few times, just not even the whole game. Just give him his opportunities a
Yeah.
game in within the game, like we did this time, and let him go off.
Yeah.
And everyone talks about the Yak Bros. Remember, he was the first Yak Bro.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yep.
It was him. Then came Debo. Then came BA. Then came Jennings. It
Yep.
started with George.
He's the
Yep. In
yak
And we saw
daddy.
2017.
yeah,
Yeah.
we saw it this game. He was yakking it up. If Chris Conley could have gave him one block, that would have been a huge touchdown. But
Mm-hmm.
but we saw all the yak he was getting. So yeah, he's a true threat.
You know what's funny about George Kittle too? He's not like a huge tight end. He's not
Mm.
like a
Right.
Kyle Pitts, or he's not. He's only like six. I mean, not only he's tall, but he's 6'3". You know what I mean? He's 6'3", about 250, and just for how small he is as a tight end, how strong that man is, and people
Mm-hmm.
forget when coming out of college, he wasn't used much at Iowa either.
No.
He was known for blocking. Then at the combine, the man ran a 4.53, and I'm like, I didn't think he was that athletic.
Yeah.
He
you
can
know,
move. Yeah.
people, it's crazy how awesome he really is, but just don't get the accolades because he's
Hmm.
always in the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He does
uh,
make it just getting the ops. And one thing I want to touch on, since we're giving him his flowers, national tight end and end day and all, he has great hands. He has great. Think of all them times Jimmy G threw up the medicine balls. He came
Mm-hmm.
down with them.
hmm
Yeah.
Think times he would make a one-handed catch. Remember that play against the Raiders, the Nick Mullins game, where he threw that ball in between three guys and he reached out with one hand,
Yeah.
caught it, kept running. Phenomenal catch.
hmm
A true one-handed catch. It wasn't one and put the other one. No, he caught it, brought it in, kept going. The dude's hands is off the charts.
beast. What's so funny? You guys might not remember this, but I remember watching it. It was his rookie year. I want to say we're playing the Lions. He was wide open on the sidelines, and Jimmy G threw him the ball, or somebody, one of the quarterbacks. I don't know who was playing, and he dropped it. And he was like, you can tell he was just so disappointed in himself.
Mm-hmm.
And since that year, since his rookie year, I don't think he's had a bad drop since.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. And I
Yep.
always think about that too, because, like when you have, like, we see how many times, a guy will fumble and they literally have one Fred Warner coming after them, like George
Mm-hmm.
Kittle will have 5, 6 defenders, clawing
Yeah.
at it, trying to hit the ball away, pulling on his arms, yet he still finds a way to keep that ball secure. Like,
hmm
it's amazing. And, we always see when they show those practice videos, he's always doing that, like, practice rep where, he has the guy standing like right next
Oh,
to
right
him and
behind him. Yeah.
he's like
Oh,
pulling his arms and, trying to hit his hands like all the time,
Yeah.
every single year, like year after
yeah.
year, we see that's something George Kittle
Yeah.
consistently
He does
works
it
on
every
in practice.
practice. Yeah.
And
To
I
make
don't
a
see much
tough
other guys like, of course, we don't know what they're doing the whole time, but
right, for
we
sure.
always see that the same video released, of him doing that
Mm-hmm.
same practice drill. And I don't see other guys doing that. Like maybe they need to start fucking doing that because there
Yeah.
might be
Yeah.
something to it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because he knows you got to make a tough contested catch. You're not going to always be just wide open. Guys are going to be
Yeah.
on you. So if they're on you, can you bring down that ball while they're hitting your arms and doing all that stuff? He practices his craft and it shows up on the field.
Yeah.
Hashtag tight end to get into the giveaway. Hashtag tight end. Bebop Baroni, what's up? What's up? Rick Diaz, what's good? That's somebody else snuck in here. Let me see. Maybe not. All right. Um, I wanted to bring up this comment. Miss Debbie had said the halftime locker room talk put everyone on the same page. Hashtag I got your back. It's funny because at the after game press conference, Shanahan was specifically asked, like, what was the talk at halftime? Did somebody give a speech? Did somebody do, and he made no, we didn't have time for that. We, went over this and blah, blah, blah. Made it seem like, and then he was asked again and he's like, no, if, this happens or if I have to go to the bathroom, then I'll usually have Fred break down the thing or, like made it seem like nothing, no big deal. Right. But yet, Nick Bosa, when he was up there, he wasn't even asked specifically about, like, about the halftime, but he brought it out and said that Fred Warner spoke to the team at halftime and was the one that talked to them and got them, going. So it's just like Kyle's like so weird, I swear. Like, like what? Like, I don't know. Like, are you lying or were you in the bathroom and you just didn't know or like,
right.
Because I just don't understand like why you just wouldn't say like, yeah, Fred Warner, like, why wouldn't you want to give, your captain, the leader of the freaking team, like that praise? Like,
exactly.
Or if you did go to the bathroom, you just say that. Like, there was a moment I stepped out the locker room. I don't know if those guys spoke. You can ask them when they come to the podium. That's simple. Don't just blow it off. Oh no, we ain't do nothing.
Yeah. All right, let me show you guys what we're giving away real quick. So this was going to be 2 more, but I'm just going to wrap it all into one. So here you go. Nice. We got Fred Warner, lockdown, tackling that fucking cowboy right there. You see?
Nice.
That 21 old ass came back and ain't helping them do shit. We got the numbered Jair Brown.
Nice.
All right. We got chain reaction, Brock Purdy, moving those chains with his legs. Like, I even put out this tweet during the game. It's crazy. And, if I put in a parlay or whatever for the weekend, I always put Brock Purdy rushing yards because Las Vegas doesn't give him the respect and other teams still continue to not give him the respect. And I put out the tweet, like, until you guys, start giving the Brock Purdy his rushing, respect, he's going to continue to run all over that ass. And I hope he does, And, he said, like, the teams have started putting a spy on him, like Kansas City did. We saw during this Cowboys game that they had a spy on him at times. But there's also the video going on around, if you guys saw it, of him juking the Cowboys spy. He's in the pocket and he makes it seem like he's going to throw or rush towards the right. And you see the spy like just gradually move over. And that was just enough for Brock Purdy to take off and go to the left and get the first down. And like, like you would never expect it by looking at the kid, right? Like if you know nothing about him, like you're not like, remember, like we all love Trey Lance for the fact that what he was able or what we thought he was going to be able to do, like bring in that leg aspect after having statue Jimmy G for years that couldn't freaking do shit. Right. And it was finally we're going to have a quarterback with wheels. Right. And obviously that didn't turn out, but getting Brock Purdy, like a lot of people wanted to just be like, oh, that's just like Jimmy. He's just like Jimmy G all over again. Like, no way. Like, no way Jimmy would be out there freaking hauling ass and picking up first downs and juking defenders. And like, I love that part of his game. And, as long as he continues to pick it, smartly, like when to use it. And, like, obviously he's not a quarterback that's looking to run first, so so you're smart with it. Also this as well, I had it in my hand as I'm talking. Bosa, right? King of cards, see-through. Nicholas John Bosa. Hashtag
sorry, somebody knocked on my door.
All right.
Get in there. Hashtag tight end.
I can't wait for this election to be over. People knocking on my door. Have you voted yet, man? Get up out of here, man.
It used
You
to
see what
be
that comment by the armchair quarterback?
from who?
What do you say?
It says armchair quarterback. It's no
Mm-mm.
picture or nothing. Here, let me see if I can post it.
Oh, I see.
I'm a Dallas fan, just dropping to see the trash talk, but y'all being too nice. Maybe because we suck nowadays, no longer a rival, but a footnote. Sad Jerry days. Take care.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that, man.
We
Um,
appreciate you coming
yeah,
through
I
for
mean,
real. Yeah.
we said earlier how, like how we are with the Kansas City Chiefs, and they continue to just kick our ass every time we play them, no matter what. That's kind of how like we're feeling with the Cowboys. But all respect. I hope nothing more than for it to be a competitive rivalry again, because like it's good trash talk, it's good fun when we play the Cowboys for sure. Appreciate you stopping through though.
Absolutely.
So yeah, hashtag tight end to get into the giveaway. We're about to draw a couple players I wanted to bring up and show some love to. Garendo, obviously, getting his first touchdown of his career. Shout out to him. Like really, like man, like I said earlier, people were already calling him a bust, and while Mason has been down these last couple games, few games, whatever, Garendo's really stepped up. And what I love to see is that with each game and each rep and each run, like you can see that he's getting better and better and better. Like that's,
Yes.
you can ask nothing more than from your rookies. Like they're not expected. Like you can't just expect, like he never carried the load when he was in college. Like you can't
Nope.
just expect him. He's going to come in and be popping off and know what to do and know how to pick the holes right away. No, like it's a different speed. Everything's different, like different scheme, different fucking
There it
everything,
is.
literally. So, like to see him now as he's finally getting reps, you also can't expect a running back to get better when he's only touches the ball one time a frigging game.
Yep.
Like you can't do nothing with that. So
You made a
now that
great
he's actually
point.
getting carries,
Mm-hmm.
like you're seeing,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
his
on the head.
decision making, he's hitting the hole better. You can see that his speed's even picking up as he comes through the hole. Like he's decisive, like he's not there waiting, like like he knows what he wants to do now. And I love to see it. So
Yes.
I'd love to see that him finally get his touchdown as well.
Yeah.
And continue to not, because he could have easily had 2 touchdowns,
Yeah.
but continues to not be greedy, slides,
Team
and is
first.
able.
I love the
Yep,
unselfishness of him. Yeah.
Team first.
Hey, you know what's so funny about that too? I mean, he literally could have had 3 touchdowns on the season already. He slid
Yeah.
on 2 of them.
Yeah.
And the thing
The
about it is
Seattle
too,
game.
you hit the nail on the head with the speed aspect, because I've seeing in spaces on group chats and stuff. Oh, Garendo, I can tell he's not going to be a good running back. He doesn't have the vision to be the run. Somebody said if you vision something that you already have, you either have it or you don't. Here's the thing: you can have the vision, but are you up to game speed? That's
Right.
the situation. Because in college, yes, you can have the vision, but it's a lot slower. Now it's just okay, I have the vision, but do I have the speed to actually hit the hole as soon as I see it? That's all it really
Yeah.
comes down to. So to sit there and say he doesn't have the vision to play running back wasn't fair to the guy, because now you're seeing it, and like you said, with more and more reps, he's getting better. I mean, at one point, his first like 2-3 carries, he was averaging like 8-9 yards a carry.
Yep.
yeah.
Like he was doing his thing. So
Exactly.
yeah, for like you said, for somebody who didn't shoulder the load in college and now is asking as a third street running back to come in and do his thing after being hurt during preseason, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? He's trying to get up to speed. So yeah, like you can have the vision as a running back, but just it's all about, okay, now the speed is a lot quicker. So now I just have to be faster and making the decisions for what I do see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember a few weeks ago I talked about the importance of playing rookies, making sure they get their reps so that they can get acclimated to the game. They're not only learning the playbook, but learning how to execute on the actual plays, so that if we need them come later on in the season, they're ready. They're not learning on the fly when we need them the most. They've got some seasoning. They've got some games under their belt. They're ready to go. That's Isaac Garendel right now. He got those early reps. As few as they were, he took some lumps. He made some bad decisions, didn't trust his blocking, tried to bounce outside, blah, blah, blah. But he learned from it. And as he started to get more reps, you see him, Miriah, you hit the nail on the head, starting to get better and better. In the Seattle game, that big run at the end, that's because he trusted his blocking. He waited for that hole to open up. And then when it did open up, hit it. And went through that thing like a cannon, like he was shot out of a cannon. In this game, the same thing. He sees it's a run up the A gap. He's trusting the blocking, waiting for that hole to open, and boom, hitting it. He's not trying to automatically bounce it outside because it's not there initially. He's trusting the blocking. He's trusting the scheme, and he's executing. And then now he's got the confidence to actually make a play. Because that last run of the game, he tried to go through that A gap where the run was, but it was closed up.
Mm-hmm.
So what did he do? Revert to his athleticism, his vision. He saw that the outside was wide open, hit it. Stiff-armed the defender, got out there, got down. That was beautiful execution on his part. So you see him just getting better and better. So now, end of the season comes. If he's the only back, I don't think he will be. Everyone will be nice and healthy. We know we can depend on him. But with his speed and power now, we can use him as a great complement to the other guys, right? Mm-hmm. He can bring a totally different run dynamic to throw the defense off balance. And we know we can trust him out there to do that too. So loving what I'm seeing for Isaac Garendel. Tip of the cap to that young man. And he's nominated for, I think, a Rookie of the Week or something like that. Mm-hmm. So hit up
I hope he gets it.
vote for him.
Yeah. Bebop says, who better to pick their brain than CMC? And then they get this time right now to learn from CMC. He gets to tell them what he sees, all that. Yeah. And then, like you said, once he comes, hopefully, that he comes back and we don't have to rely on him to carry this load and run him back into the ground, like split up those carries. We now have two capable backs behind him that all three of those backs do different stuff, so like use them as such, I don't want to see, CMC down there out there when we only got 5 minutes left of a game and you're running out the clock and pounding, stop using him like that.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have been using him like that last year.
With Jordan Mason just sitting on the bench.
The legs are
like
fresh legs.
Fresh shoulders, everything, because he ain't getting no run.
So Shanahan's now got to see, okay, you got two young guys that normally, it's a big trust factor with Shanahan. Like, he don't want to use the young guys because what if they fuck up? He don't know if he can trust them. He don't know if they're going to do the right thing, right? And now they've had in-game experience. That's the good part about this CMC being down, is that this team's been able to fight and claw and have to find different ways to win, not being able to rely on CMC. The young guys have been able to get the work in. Now, when we get these guys back healthy, continue to use the young guys as well. Like, don't just put CMC back out there at full load. Use all three fucking backs. And shit, if it's running down and we're had the big ass lead, throw in freaking Patrick, whatever his damn name is. Get his ass in there.
He runs hard. I don't mind seeing him either.
It's like use these guys. What up, Shay? Appreciate you coming through. But it's
like
the
flexibility you can have with, like, you put in Mason and CMC in the backfield together.
Yeah.
All the things you can do. You can then now split CMC out wide. He takes a linebacker with him. You got a light box. You can take advantage of the one-on-one with CMC and a linebacker outside, or with a light box, hand it off to Jordan Mason and plow through. Mm-hmm. It opens so much for the offense. Just utilize the personnel.
Yeah,
Get them
we've
on the
been saying this
field.
for years, Ty. Since we got CMC, we're like, man, we got so much depth at running back that
Hmm.
CMC is such a great receiving back that you can
Yeah,
literally put that man in the slot, outside, whatever, and that
yeah,
just opens up the whole offense where you don't have to have a crowded box.
yeah,
Ain't nothing but
yeah,
facts there, man.
yeah. Like the Cowboys was
Yeah.
going to that 6-man front, 7-man front at times. Imagine CMC out there just taking advantage of that. Crazy. Oh,
As
giveaway
I
time.
draw this, the next player I wanted to bring up is Diamador Lenore. Like,
Mm.
what a stud. I mean, not only, locking down guys, whether they're on the outside, the inside, but now like his ability to be able to pick off the ball, like this back-to-back games with the interception. I really hope, because as the season goes, his contract price is just going up and up and up and up.
Yep.
I really hope the 49ers are able to figure out and find whatever they can do to pay him and keep him here, because cornerbacks that are locked down, regardless of where you're moving them around, and are able to take away the ball, don't just come every fucking day. So let's not make the mistake and let him go and be fruitful for somebody else while both of our quarterbacks are gone, because they're both in a contract year right now. So, I hate to bring it up right now, especially, but I'll just say that I really hope he's the one that gets paid. I said this before the season even started. That out of the two, no matter what happened, I was paying him because he's younger. He's the one we drafted. He's the one we molded to do everything we needed to do. He plays inside, outside, everything. Plays the run. So yeah, he's just a freaking stud. So shout out to Diamador Lenore.
Yep. He's everything we thought Ambry Thomas was going to be.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
you drafted Ambry Thomas 2 rounds earlier to be that guy. Diamador Lenore just has outworked the man to where now he's honestly the best corner on this team right now.
Yep.
I'm drawing. Let me just say the order real quick. I'm going to draw Bosa, Brock Purdy, Fred Warner, and then the numbered Jair Brown. So that's the number. If I'm not able to call it out because they're talking, I'll show the card before I draw for that specific one. All right. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck. But yeah, this offseason, the focus was Ayuk's contract. I'm sitting back like, yo, sign Demo. Get him done. Lock him up. Because he has shown that he's worth it. Like, why wait? Hey, congrats, Dawn.
Dawn.
Yeah. Like, he's the best corner on the field. And quiet as it's kept, he's the second best linebacker on the field.
Yeah, because he tackles very well. Like he just does everything well. You see him play
the run, he be getting in the backfield. He be stopping things. Like, dude is phenomenal in everything he does.
Yep. And two, you talk about like him being the second linebacker, and like not even just at the position, but with Greenlaw being out, you have to remember that dog, that energy, whatever, like that's missing from the defense right now. And Diamador Lenore, he plays with that, you need that, especially from that back end, safeties and cornerbacks. Like, I love when those guys are gritty and talk shit. And, I know half the fan base gets pissed off because he gets online, whether it's off at a loss or win, it doesn't matter. He gets on there and is talking shit to the opponents and whatever. Like, shit, as long as you're locking down your guy, talk all the shit you want. I don't give a shit. Like that, I want that from my defense, especially.
He gets to. Because he does his job.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you ain't do that on me. What you had, one catch? Yeah, okay.
Drawing Purdy. Yeah, exactly. The next one I want to talk about is Ricky Pearsall. I wish,
Congrats,
he
Bebop.
was able to get his touchdown. Bebop-aroni. But like, for it just being his second game, after everything he's been through, like, it's just so great, especially right now. Like, we need him, obviously, with the loss of Ayuk. It couldn't have him coming back at a better time. But you could see, he's getting more comfortable, getting in, game shape. So, hopefully we continue to see him get better. That, like, 30 plus yard, whatever it was, reverse that he had, like, that was nice. Like, I hope we see more of that. Like,
jet sweep.
Stop Stop just using, Debo and fucking bullshit like that. Use these other guys, use these young, fast guys that we have and put them in this, like, you're supposed to be so fucking smart and drawing up all these crazy plays. Do it. Like, stop drawing up the same fucking shit of Debo in the backfield. Like, I want to throw up when I see that.
Couldn't agree more. And you know what? When you see Debo coming across, you expect it. The defense is expecting it.
Exactly.
It. No one is expecting Ricky Pearsall to run a jet sweep.
Not at all.
You got him. I mean, that's why you drafted him, right? One of the reasons why you drafted him was because of that 4.4 speed. He can do that. So, yeah, use him like that. And get Jacob Cowling involved in that, too.
Absolutely.
But Ricky's getting, I said it during the Chiefs game, he gets open.
He does.
He runs some nice routes. He gets separation. So
Bebop
this
again,
game,
got a twofer.
Back to back. Way to go, Bebop. So, yeah,
back
you can
back.
see.
Like Demo.
As Ricky really gets his legs under him and gets into that football game shape, that he's going to be a problem. He's going to get that touchdown. It's coming, and his hands are reliable.
Absolutely.
Everything that comes his way, he just kind of sucks in. He catches it. So, yeah, I'm happy he's back and on the field and showing us what he can do.
You never win because you never show up enough, Shay. Let's be real here.
No, got to come through. Pull up.
1 every 20 episode is crazy.
More than you.
Coming on once every 20 episodes is crazy.
I ain't going to get it done.
Evian, I see you snuck in here. What's good?
Yeah, Keela. I don't even see his name. I don't even see your name on there, Shay. Did you even do the hashtag?
He didn't enter.
Yeah, about to say he didn't enter the drawing.
Yeah.
Comes to talk shit. He entered. I already know better. He ain't entering.
I'm a busy man.
He said, I'm a busy man.
Oh, see? That's why you don't win, brother. Happy late birthday, by the way, man. I wasn't able to tell you on your brother, but, Scorpio gang.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy belated.
To my favorite brothers. The biggest pains in the ass on X right there. Then the last guy, well, obviously George Kittle, we talked about him, so he was on the list. But the next one, the last one, is Jair Brown for getting another interception. Obviously that safety position, we expected a lot of that on paper. We were excited coming into the season. But we're also expecting to have Huff back. Things were expected to look a lot different, right? Like, they probably weren't expecting to use Mustafa as much, starting, so early and all that. But again, injuries happen. And luckily, for one freaking year, finally, we have a rookie class that have all risen to the freaking occasion. The ones that have been needed. Like Kyle said, none of them were drafted with a spot in mind of them having a starting position. Yeah. Not one single one had a starting position when they were drafted. And coming into the season, one by one, they have all got those spots due to injuries. And, like Pooney, those guys could have came back and taken that job back from him. But he said, hell no, you ain't. And hasn't even let up not even one single sack through the season so far as a rookie. like these rookies have been balling out, and
Yeah.
like so you have Malik Mustafa and then Jair Brown. Now they're stuck to be starting, right?
Yep.
And it's kind of looked a little rough at first. They had to get the
Hmm.
communication down. Like you have to play through these things. You have to get
Yeah.
reps together in order to know what
Exactly.
the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Um, and as with these other guys that we talked about, each game we're starting to see their chemistry get better. We're starting to see that communication get better. And it doesn't hurt having obviously the best linebacker in the world there, helping on the communication front. So, Jair Brown, another pick. And yeah, you guys know I'm obviously a huge Jair Brown fan,
Oh yeah.
and Mustafa fan. So I love
Yeah.
to see them both balling
Hmm.
out.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. I think I said this a couple episodes ago. Yeah. Right now, when they first started, it was rough. But I'm very excited about this safety tandem. I don't know what's going to happen with a funga, but prayers
Funk.
up for him. He
Yeah.
it seems he can't get right now. He's like the dude on life, can't get right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something
He can't get right
something
right now.
something's just
Yeah.
up with him right now. But I don't know, man. But I'm excited about this tandem. I can see, and I'm not saying they're there yet. I'm just saying I can see Hittner, Deshaun Golson type of tandem. You know what I mean? In that
I hope
secondary,
so.
I really do. I really hope so because you got
Hmm.
Mustafa, who's just a hitter back there. I mean,
Man,
he be just be laying the hat to folks, and I love it.
Yeah.
And then then you got two, and then you got Jair Brown. He can be the enforcer back there. Getting all the interceptions and stuff like that. He has the capability to have like 6 to 7 interceptions. Going into a season. So yeah, if they can just get it together, and they can grow together, and we can get some consistency with the defensive coordinator position, stuff
Yep.
like that. I think those two could definitely be the next great safety tandem that we've had in a long time, in almost a decade now.
Yeah. I'm loving their play. I mean, two young guys. Mustafa's a rookie. Jair Brown. This is only what his
The second year,
14th game.
2nd.
14th game,
Yeah.
Really,
yeah,
he didn't start that last year. He didn't play
Right.
until
not
Huff got
much,
hurt.
Right.
So we're talking his 14th game. He's less
yeah,
than a year in. So it's kind of his rookie-ish season as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they're out there making plays, flying around, hitting folk, like doing what they got to do, getting PBUs and such.
yeah,
Like they're playing huge. And like you said, they're only going to grow and get better and better together. So I'm real excited for their future. And, as long as we got the DC to put them in proper positions to make plays, I think they'll be fine. And yeah, that was a great comparison. Talk about Hittner and Golson because there's some traits in there that you can see it. A
hmm,
Yeah.
lot of similarities. We
yeah,
talk about, you know, um, Warner and Greenlaw and like Willis and Bowman. Well, we kind of got a back end situation of that going on with those two. So yeah, I'm loving it.
yeah.
Before we get out of here, Shay had asked, I don't know, well, whatever. He says, what free agents would you guys like the Niners to bring in to help for the second half of the season? So, anybody, you guys, any trades or any guys you'd like to see brought in before the trade deadline?
Well, so free agents, I don't really pay attention who's out there. Free agents right now. I feel like obviously there's two positions I would like to upgrade. That would be right tackle and edge. You know, if we I don't know, the Lions, I don't know if they're gonna, I mean the Lions, sorry. I don't know if the Giants, excuse me, are gonna have a fire sale or not. But if you can give me a Ojolari
Yeah,
to
that's what I
come in
want.
here, man, I love to have him. He's still young. I remember coming out of Georgia, he was one of the guys that I was looking at coming to this team. But if we can bring in him, somebody that's still on a rookie deal, that we can kind of oversee the contract and stuff like that. I would love to bring him in. And offensive tackle, here's my theory of offensive tackle. If you don't get one in the draft or early in free agency, you're not going to
You
really
ain't
get a
getting
good
one.
one. You're not
Yeah.
getting one.
Mm-hmm.
There's
You
no
ain't getting
if
one.
there was a good offensive tackle available in free agency, then he wouldn't be available. That's all I got
Yep.
to say about that.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
people just don't trade good offensive tackles like that. So
Right.
So yeah, as far as Edge will probably be the one that I would look at the most. Like I said, Ojulari, if you want to, I'd do something like let me give you a third that can turn into a second, depending on his performance type thing. If you can do something like that. But yeah, I would love him because at this time, I'd rather have players than picks. And I love Ojulari. That dude's a stud,
Uh-huh.
man. But other than that, Shay, that's all I can really say right now. For our next show, I can take a look at free agency and see maybe who's out there. But like I said, for
Mhm.
tackles, there's no good offensive
Yeah, you
tackle
ain't
out
getting
there
one.
that you can bring in and that's going to do anything. And you know how Kyle is; he's going to go with who he trusts. And
Yeah.
he gave Colton McKivitz a $7 million a year deal for this year. He's not
Mm-hmm.
putting him on the bench.
Nope.
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
Yeah, I
about you,
agree.
Ty?
Yeah. But for me, the position is right tackle. I mean, Colton McKivitz can't deal with speed guys. He's just like a statue out there when it comes to a speed guy. So an upgrade is needed there. But like you said, there's no way we're going to be able to upgrade that position during the season because no one's giving anybody up.
Mm-mm.
And even if they got a good backup swing tackle that can play right tackle, they not giving that dude up either.
Mhm.
These dudes don't grow on trees.
Mm-mm.
Like everyone's struggling to find a good tackle. When they get one, they hold on to them.
Yeah.
Like you said, John Lynch. He's like McKivitt's the best we got, but we got to hold on to that. Let's give him a pay raise so he just stays. That position ain't going to be addressed to the off season.
Yep.
Um, I got a feeling he'll go out and get another pass rusher, like he did next year, like he did last year and the year
Yeah.
before. He's always looking for a freaking pass rusher, so he'll bring in somebody. Who I don't know, but yeah, that'll be my only positions to upgrade because I think we're solid everywhere
Yeah.
else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at throwbacks comment. Now, here's the thing with center: if it gets to a point where Jake Brendel is just that terrible, John Feliciano can step in,
And he's coming back.
and he's
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
back. So I think that right there was probably what's going to
Right.
happen.
Yeah.
I
But
think that's the
yeah,
plan. That was supposed to be the plan, but
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
like people are so stuck on this thing, and it's like John Feliciano was set to be in the plans of being a starter. Like it wasn't he was not supposed to be hurt and now sent, all these guys into the starting lineup. Like,
Yeah.
different plans had to be made, but he's already been putting out there week after week for like last few weeks now, like
yep,
hinting that he's on his way back and should be back
Yep.
soon. So I would definitely expect that
Yeah.
move to be made as soon as he's cleared to play.
And I bet you they
Hopefully,
got him taking
hopefully
center
coming back
snaps
from the
at
bye.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he already played. I mean, the last season prior to him coming to us he played the full season at center. So,
At center with the Giants. Yeah.
very capable.
Because he has the experience.
And then right tackle, yeah, like what you said, that's not a position people act like it's so easy to replace. Like if that was the case, Mike McGlinchey wouldn't have got paid what he got paid for as much as
To go to
everybody
Denver.
hated him. And then he got
exactly.
paid like the entire Brinks truck backed up and dumped in his front yard because it's so hard to find a right tackle. So
Yeah,
having one
absolutely, for
that's
sure.
mid-ish is better than having one that's shittish, So
Yeah.
people are gonna overpay for a mid right tackle because you got to take the best that you can get, and
Yep.
they don't come up very often. So like, it's just not something, like people just throw out these positions and then when we don't fill them, it's like, well, they didn't even try. They could have traded for this person and that person. It's like, those teams aren't giving those people up. Like
Exactly.
two teams have to be available in the trade, not just the 49ers making the trade. Like the other team has to want to part with the player,
Exactly.
And that's why I said you either got to be blessed and get you one in the draft, a nice good one, or you got to pay somebody like you said, like a McGlinchey in free agency, and probably
Free agency.
overpay because that position does not grow on trees. And like I said, if there was a good free agency tackle, he would have been gone week one because that's just not, people just don't sit there weeks and weeks at a time as a good to average right tackle and just sit in free agency. That does not happen.
Right. What's up, Jimmy? But yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Ty, anything else you got going on this week?
East Coast Red and Gold podcast tomorrow. We got Cam Inman joining us as a special guest. So tune into that 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Sounds good.
nice.
Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to say, TL?
Yeah, I just have something real quick, and then I'm gonna try to make it quick. Fam, when it comes to religion and politics, it's a tough discussion. Okay, I don't care what We have to respect people's opinions, whether they're not the religion you want, not the political party that you want. Everybody's sitting here talking about Nick Bosa. Oh, well, I can't stand the guy MAGA hat. He's racist. You know what? Let the man be who he is. Because I know people on both sides, Democrats and Republicans, that are good people. So to sit there and have the notion of, oh, that man's racist and all this other stuff,
Yeah.
y'all need to calm down with that. Like, just let the man be who he is at the end of the day. That's his, like I said in my tweet earlier, let's respect the people that are going to vote for who they feel is the best, who has the best policies for them and their family. That's what it comes down to. If you want to vote for Trump, that's all. It's good. If you want to vote for Kamala Harris, I'm all good. I'm gonna respect you regardless of the situation. But to sit here and be quick to call people racist and all this other stuff, it's foolishness. Just respect people's opinion, just like when it comes to their sexual preference, when it comes to their religious preference. We all have to be good people at the end of the day. And I just hate to see all that stuff on the timeline of people like sitting here, oh, quit, stop doing this, I'm doing that. Oh, the MAGA hat, so what? You know what I mean? That's what I have to say. Root root for your team and just be respectful to people's differences. That's all I got to say about that.
Yep.
Yeah. And like, you guys haven't been paying attention if you didn't know that Bosa is already a Republican.
Exactly.
And
Thank
I'll just
you.
leave it at that.
I want to know what
Thank
the
you.
shock is about.
Exactly.
We've known
What,
this
a
since
MAGA hat?
college.
I knew that out of Ohio State. Come on now.
Exactly.
This is not new information. Where have you been? Like, it's so weird. So
Yeah,
weird.
it's crazy.
On another note,
Um,
early voting is open around most of the country, people. So go
Yep.
out, vote early. I voted early yesterday. I was in and out like that. It was like less than 10 minutes. It's so quick, so easy. It'll save you a lot of hassle than waiting until actual election day when lines get super long and your life is busy and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this. Go vote early. I'm telling you, it'll be the best
Exactly.
decision you make.
It's a fact.
That's right. And I'll be back Thursday with Steph for the Two Goat Show, 3 Pacific time. Me and Ty will be back next Monday and Tuesday. We'll see you when TL comes through. But yeah, we appreciate everybody that came through, everybody that commented, all y'all. We appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Please stay safe out there. Hug, love your loved ones, because you never know what's going to happen. Don't go to bed angry, all that stuff. Okay. Just be good people. Be good people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And yeah, we appreciate you. I love you all. Much love. And yeah, we're out of here. Until next time. Peace.
Take care, fam.
See ya.